Straw poll Saturday showed it apparently did. In a big upset, businessman Herman Cain trounced the field with 37%. The Texas governor was a distant second with 15%, while Mitt Romney, who didn't campaign for the straw poll, came in third, and you can see the rest down the line. Well, Britt, how do you read the straw poll? Was it a vote for Cain, a vote for Perry, or a statement, please let somebody else get in this race?
Well, you can read it any of those three ways, it seems to me. They're all, I mean, Perry really did throw up all over himself in the debate at a time when he needed to raise his game. And he not only, I mean, he did worse, it seems to me, than he had done in previous debates. Romney was strong, as he has been lately. He has clearly raised his game in reaction to the emergence of Perry. It's been good for Romney in a way that one might not have predicted. Michelle Bachmann she fell, she was dead last with some tiny fraction. Look, Herman Cain was there. He tried hard in this. He gave a stem-winder speech. He's a marvelous stump speaker. It seems to me he gets a moment out of this, but I can't imagine that it's going to last very long. And Perry is about, one half a step away from almost total collapse as a candidate.
AB.
I think the delegates in Florida, this is a much more closed straw poll than the one in Ames. And these are discerning voters, very loyal Republicans. They've been paying attention to this process all along. I think it was a real slap towards Perry and Mitt Romney. And what you really got a sense when I spoke to Republicans on Friday, as many as I could after the debate, the sense was not only that Perry had given a dismal performance, and of course Romney had won, but that they don't like their choices at all. That in the end, they don't, just because Romney's been a good debater, they're not enthusiastic about him. And you still see, according to people who watch these numbers, about 50% of donors, on the sidelines, and people, heavy hitters, not ready to commit to either of them.
Bill, you wrote a special editorial for the Weekly Standard after the Fox-Google debate, and let's put it up on the screen. It was fairly striking. Yikes! That was the one-word headline, and about Rick Perry, you wrote this: no frontrunner in a presidential field has ever, we imagine, had as weak a showing as Rick Perry. It was close to a disqualifying 2 hours for him. About the rest of the field, you wrote this: none of the...
Now, what's happening is some of the neocons would rather have Mitt Romney than Rick Perry, so they're kind of seizing on this to knock him down. But the moral of the story is we have cyanide politically for both these men, and you need to go to Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com and get the articles that we've written, the articles that we've put together on this, the headline story that Kurt Nimmo and I did. In fact, I'm looking for it here about how Ron Paul is one half step from first place. Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Get it out to everybody you know, because it points out what's really happening. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal-Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you'll love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have been hogging the broadcast myself in the last hour, perseverating on all of the attacks on Ron Paul. And I've got the writer and the director from the film American Dream that we sell in the online video bookstore. American Dream, animated 30-minute program, perfect to wake people up about the history of the banking cartel in a type of, kind of South Parkian but better animation, modern, popular way. And they've got some big ideas coming up in the future, some very exciting projects. But I don't have these two guys here today to so much talk about the American Dream. Though later, I guess we could cue up the trailer or something and play it. It's been out for a year. It's excellent. And it's had a big effect. Been watched millions of times for free online. A real mark of the fact that these guys really care about the message of liberty and defeating the collectivist Borg. But I wanted to have Harold Uhl, the writer, and Tad Lumpkin, the director, in studio with us since they were already in town. I had Tad on the TV show in studio last Friday night, InfoWars Nightly News, to break down their philosophy, their view on the world. But today I want to go over some of that with you later in the interview. Right now, because I found you guys intelligent and articulate, I wanted to just get into some of the current things, the global financial crisis, where the world's going, what you think the population's going to do as more and more of what we talk about comes true, unfortunately. How far we've come, that Gardasil is incredibly unpopular now and a major issue, that the Federal Reserve is almost 90% unpopular, that Ron Paul's a major contender. What do you guys overall think of Ron Paul and all of the weird, dirty tricks we've seen in this exercise in mind control that he can't win? But then when we put the issues out of what Rick Perry and Mitt Romney really stand for, they start to implode. And so if number one and number two go down, where's number three? And this is real simple, like a NASCAR race. Car 1 and 2 start smoking. Well, number 3 is probably going to win if they can finish the race. What puts gas on the car? Our belief, our support, our donations. This is a fight of wills, a fight of understanding, a fight of moral authority. And we can't just let Al Gore and Mayor Bloomberg and the New World Order sit up there and lecture us and tell us what reality is in some authoritative bent. We have to break the hoax, see it for what it is. And more and more I realize it's all just a giant hoax. The system knows it's a hoax. And it's time to wake up out of that trance, out of that hoax, as people begin to wake up out of the trance that I believe is now taking place. Well, what's your view on Ron Paul, the trance, and where do you see this going? Because I see the control freaks starting wars, staging terror attacks, you name it, to stay in power. I mean, we are entering the most exciting time in human history. Let's get Tad Lumpkin and then Harold Uhl's take on this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're both huge fans of Ron Paul, and his last run significantly impacted kind of our personal calls to action and what we thought was going to be really important and an opportunity to go out and change the world. And you've seen his popularity grow tremendously over the last 4 years from kind of this marginalized, unknown Texas, congressman to now a huge national figure who has a huge movement amongst the youth in America because they see what he's saying is true. And what's great about about what Ron Paul's saying versus what all the rest of these guys in the establishment and all these pundits is, he's right, and that's the reason why everything is going just the way he says it's going to go, is because all he's telling people is the truth. These guys are trying to prop up some establishment lie because they're all so invested in it that they just want to keep doubling down and doubling down and doubling down. You're seeing in Europe right now, they're like, they will do anything to just keep it going. Just don't let me deal with reality. And they sell people all this fear to keep the status quo in power and the status quo going. We'll come and take granny's money. We'll throw everybody out on the street. All this stuff's going to happen. Just stick your head in the sand and, act like an ostrich like you've been doing. And it's like what we're trying to do is motivate people to say, hey, man, the truth may be hard and freedom may be scary sometimes and adventurous, but, man, if you do not embrace it, something far, far worse is going to happen. And we all bind together, and it's never what they tell you is going to happen is so much worse. It's like getting a shot. It's like the anticipation of it's much worse. And when you get it, it's like, okay, that's stung. Let's deal with it, get through it, and get back to prosperity and freedom. So that's what we're really excited about.
I want you to continue along that line, but it really is true. The globalists have set up the Federal Reserve, this whole cartel that you so beautifully document in your film, American Dream, and it's designed to wreck the world. It's designed to consolidate. It's designed to collectivize so that no one can flourish or be individualistic. But in the final equation, getting what you want is actually sometimes the worst thing because it's destroying their own system. It was one thing for them to just greedily in their minds set up this plan, but now to see it actually coming to fruition is setting in motion something that is going to end up destroying them. And you see the system trying to prop this up, and it's a black hole. The more you feed it, the worse it gets.
Yeah, speaking of black hole, actually, I didn't see the part of the beginning of the show. Did you get the Gallup poll that came out with the approval ratings and disapproval ratings? Did you see that?
All-time low for government.
But what you see is from the 80s through the 2000s, it's a parallel line of satisfaction, dissatisfaction. Then it literally crosses, and there's this big cross gap. And that's where the message is now trying to keep that together and bring it back down, and where people...
Hold on one second. Guys, it's on Drudge and InfoWars. Pull the latest Gallup poll. I got it in the stack. The headline's like... record dissatisfaction with government. Please continue.
It's really a fascinating just picture graph of you see this gap open up. It spikes obviously at 9/11, and then it goes like this. And that void is what they're trying to fill and keep the information together. And we have a great opportunity in shows like this and others. And that's why you see Ron Paul having a massive effect this election cycle.
There it is.
Yeah, you see that big hole? That's the information hole right there. And they're pumping into that, trying to keep that together. And we're pumping our media into that. You're pumping yours into that. And we have a big opportunity here to motivate and single action, too. That's why, like, even talking on the street, people ask us a lot of times, well, you made a film. What can we do? Talk about it,
People don't know the power of promoting, buying the DVD, giving it to people, promoting the websites on Facebook, Twitter. It spreads that way. That's that's why the CIA... working for the big banks is always trying to use social media for their system.
Yeah, absolutely. And, going back to that point is that we have a real opportunity right now because what's happening is that the system tells you will get result X. And when result X, we're going to spend $1 trillion on stimulus. And then result X is everybody's going back to work. Oh, well, wait, that didn't happen. Oh, well, our fault. We needed 2 times X. Oh, no, we need 5 times X. And the thing is, what's happening is that the truth and the lie are pulling further and further apart. Right. And that's exactly what that poll is showing, is that it's not working. Because unfortunately, people respond to immediate pain. And what's happening is the immediate pain goes up, the dissatisfaction, they start to freak out. And what they need to do is quit looking for, did it get a little bit better today? Just give me the credit card so I can go charge it up a little more because I don't want to deal with my, personal financial situation.
No pain, no gain. We got to go through the pain to get our republic back. Exactly. Don't get mad at the government because it's not making it better. It can't make it better. In a hurricane, a tornado, anything, all it ever makes it is worse.
That's right. And if people would just have the courage. I mean, look, as much as we sit and we talk about all these leaders, who are leading us astray, the people have to take the responsibility for allowing it to occur, because they've sat there and they've said, oh, wait, I can have something for nothing? Oh, I'll vote for something for nothing. I'll vote for something for nothing. I'll march for something for nothing. And it's like, guys, that's just a dishonest and lazy philosophy. And people need to wake up and aliven themselves and be willing to go on that adventure to not only fight back, but take control of their own life. Because if they're not willing to handle and take control of their own life, then how do we expect politicians or other people who are really just don't care about anybody except expanding their own power and expanding their own